welcome back to the Beach Ball Bookworm. I am Tiffany. I'm so glad to see you guys today. My channel is all about cozy mysteries and romance books, and I have missed you guys terribly. It has been quite the month and a half for us. We had the hurricane, and then I went to Ashland, which was absolutely amazing. You can check out that vlog. It was so much fun. And then I sadly had a family member pass away, and so we've been out of town. My husband is still currently out of town, so I appreciate you guys all being patient and allowing us to kind of have these bumps in the road. I'm very thankful that I got to take this time and spend it with my family, so thank you for that. And what better video to get back into things than some Thanksgiving cozy mysteries? That's very family-esque, right? Like we spend our Thanksgiving with our family. Tomorrow I'm having a Friendsgiving, which I'm so excited about. Yeah, let's just get right into it. We're talking Thanksgiving cozy mysteries. If the lighting's a little off, we have a couple storm shutters still up. I'm not sure if something's swirling around, and then our weatherman was like, eek! So we're just kind of being cautious. They were already up from Raphael, which was not a thing. But anyways, so if the lighting looks a little off, I do not have those storm shutters on the sliding glass. So that is where the light is coming in. But if it's a little dark, that's what it is. Okay, now let's talk about Thanksgiving cozy mysteries in 3, 2, 1, go. So the first series, some of these I might have mentioned before because I really enjoy this one, and this series has been out for a while, so I might have, but I can't stress it enough. The technical name to the series is Mystery with Recipes, but I always call it the catering series. So number 7 is A Catered Thanksgiving. I love this cover. It just screams fall and, of course, Thanksgiving. This series I really, really enjoy. It features 2 sisters and actually their dad. Their dad was on the police force. He is disabled and helps them solve the crime. The 2 of them are very different, the sisters, but I really, really enjoy them. And each book isn't always holiday themed, but it's always themed, like a catered wedding, a catered birthday party, a catered quilting bee, a catered Christmas. They do have most of the main holidays, but then some of the others are a different event. But really, really enjoy that series, and this is a great time to check out A Catered Thanksgiving. I am loving all these covers, probably because I'm a fall girly. I love the colors. I love the fall vibes. I love the background. Oh my gosh, they're so fantastic. Next up is the Bookstore Cafe Cozy Mystery series. Number 9 is called Death by Hot Apple Cider. Isn't that adorable? I love the flowers. Oh my gosh, so pretty. This is by Alex Erickson, and this is set in Ohio. And this series, I think, is like part cafe, part chocolate shop, if I remember correctly. It features bookstore and cafe owners who are best friends, Chrissy and Vicky. I've heard a lot about this series, and I have not yet checked it out, but I do love that cover. And I love Hot Apple Cider. Yeah. If you did not know this, I am not a Starbucks girly. I'm not a coffee, expensive coffie out, except if I'm going to meet a friend or something like that, like on a daily basis or just going on my own. I'm not going to do that. But I'll meet friends, yeah. Anyways, however, what I was going to say was Starbucks. I've probably only been to Starbucks a handful of times, and usually it's in the fall. And I have discovered, and I want to pass it on to you because you will thank me later, they have hot apple cider, and then they put this caramel sauce on it. Oh my goodness. So now each of my trips, I go about once a year, even on my own, to Starbucks during the fall so I can get their hot apple cider with caramel sauce. It is absolutely amazing. You will thank me later. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled program. I got a little off topic there. I'm sorry. Next up, I really enjoy cooking competitions in my cozies, and so I wanted to include this. I have not read this. I think I read the first book in this series. I need to go back and look because I might be mixing it up with somebody else. However, this is a cook-off cozy mystery series. Number 5 is called Double Chocolate Cookie Murder right here. And it says that this is the long Thanksgiving weekend, and between cooking and her family and working her dad's store for Black Friday, Sherry has a full plate. Next, she has to judge the big cookie contest, and among the many entrants is her old high school home ec teacher. Dun, dun, dun. For old time's sake, Sherry invites him over for dinner, although sadly the reunion will be short-lived. The next day, the prizes at the bake-off go missing and later turn up at the marina, along with her ex-teacher's body. Oh my gosh. I really, really enjoy cooking competitions in my cozies. I really, really do. Anytime there's like a baking contest or any kind of chili cook-off, anything like that. I love it. So I need to go back and see if I've read the first one in this series, and if I haven't, give it a whirl. Oh, this next series I think should go on my underrated. I highly recommend this, and I don't hear enough people talking about it. It's the Sugar Grove Cozy Mystery Series. This is by Jessie Crockett, and oh my gosh, look at this cover. This is book 1 that takes place at Thanksgiving, and it's called Drizzled with Death. Look at that cover. Is that not fantastic? So let me tell you about the series, and then I'll tell you about this particular book. So the Sugar Grove Mysteries takes place in New Hampshire, which you don't see many cozies take place in New Hampshire. It features 4th generation maple syrup maker Danny and her life in fictitious Sugar Grove, New Hampshire. And it is so, so, so cute. I loved this series. I wish it had gone more. I'm pretty sure Jessie Crockett is somebody else, like a pen name for someone else we know, but I don't want to speak out of turn. So now let me go back to Drizzled with Death, our Thanksgiving book. The annual pre-Thanksgiving pancake eating contest is a big event in Sugar Grove, New Hampshire. It's sponsored by the Sap Bucket Brigade. So they are this series is so much fun. It is so underrated. Sorry, I got off track. It's sponsored by the Sap Bucket Brigade, aka the Firefighters Auxiliary. Oh, this series is so much fun. And the Green family provides the syrup, which is our main family, our main character. And, but when obnoxious outsider Alonza Speedwell flops face first into a stack of flapjacks during the contest, Greener Pastures syrup falls under suspicion. There are 3 books in this series. It so should have gone longer. I highly recommend if you're just don't have time, but for like 1 or 2 Thanksgiving ones, this one's the first in a series, and it is so good. Next up is another maple syrup, and it's from a newer series. It's book number 3, but this series hasn't been going for that long, and the first book in this series was one of my favorites of last year. I loved it so much. It's the Maple Syrup Farm series by Catherine Bruns, and this cover is one of my favorites of the year. It's called In the Blink of a Pie. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Sometimes there's no one you can crust. It's Thanksgiving in Sugar Ridge, Vermont. And Layla is the manager of Sappy Endings Farm, is ready to usher in the holiday. Oh my gosh. Like I said, the first book was one of my favorites. I need to get to number 2 so I can get to this one. I just haven't yet. And oh my gosh, it needs to be on my list. Next up is one from a favorite series of mine. It's the Amish Candy Shop series. Number 7 is Thanksgiving themed. It's called Peanut Butter Panic. Thanksgiving is Bailey King's busiest holiday weekend. This year promises to be even more hectic since Bailey's Candy Shop, Swissman Sweets, is providing for desserts for Harvest, Ohio's first village-wide Thanksgiving celebration. Yet, even with the guest list close to 700 people, Amish and English alike, the event coordinator, Margot Rawlings, is unfazed until she discovers her mother, former judge Zara, in attendance. Zara's reputation as a harsh critic is matched only by her infamy as a judge who has actively harmed the Amish community. So no one is prepared when Zara arrives with her much younger boyfriend, Blaze Smith, and reveals their impending nuptials. That should have been the day's biggest news, except shortly after the announcement, Blaze suffers an allergic reaction and dies on the spot. Oh my gosh. And there's Jethro right on the cover with all the Thanksgiving fixins. One of my favorite series of all time. I do want to include a couple from KU. So I want to talk about Kathi Daley. She has a few, but there's two that I see right away. They're both from the Inn at Holiday Bay, number 6 and number 17. One is called Pilgrim in the Parlor, right here. And the second one in that same series is called Poison in the Pudding. This series is set in Maine. There are several spinoffs to this series. I think the Inn at Holiday Bay is the original, but I can't even swear to that. It says, after suffering a personal tragedy, Abby Sullivan buys a huge old seaside mansion she has never even seen. Packs up her life in San Francisco and moves to Holiday Bay, Maine, where she is adopted quite against her will by a huge Maine Coon cat named Rufus and a drifter with her own tragic past named Georgia. And a giant dog with an inferiority complex named Ramos. Every time I read that, how many times have I read that? And it still makes me laugh. The covers on these, the spinoffs of these, I need to get to it, but now I'm just like intimidated because if you add up all the series together, I can't even imagine how many books that is. But I really want to read The Bistro. If you guys were kind of back and forth about starting the Domestic Diva series by Krista Davis, you know, I know it's gotten pretty long now and you're like, ooh, I'm intimidated to have that many books to read. This is your reason to start it right here. Because number 1 is Thanksgiving themed. It is called The Diva Runs Out of Thyme. Right here. Look at that cover. Is that not amazing? Whoever does the Domestic Diva series covers is fantastic. Absolutely amazing. This series takes place in Virginia and it features an event planner named Sophie. And she has a nemesis, frenemy, I don't know how you want to say it, named Natasha, who is now with Sophie's ex, and she does like DIY type of stuff. I really enjoy this series. I did kind of get away from it. I feel like I need to check out one of the newer ones, but holy moly, look at the cover on this one, and perfect time to start it. Next up is number 5 in the Fresh Baked Cozy Mystery series. It is called The Pumpkin Muffin Murder right here. This is by Livia J Washburn. I have read, I think, through number 4, so I need to get more caught up in this. So this series takes place in Texas, and it features a retired school teacher who lives with a couple other retired school teachers, and specifically in Pumpkin Muffin Murder, our Thanksgiving themed book, it says Phyllis is taking care of her grandson, Bobby, while her son, Mike, and daughter-in-law, Sarah, are out of town. Carolyn gets Phyllis involved in the Harvest Festival to be held in one of the city parks for the Saturday before Thanksgiving. The purpose of the festival is to help feed the poor and the homeless. I love that. Much like the Peach Festival held in the summer, there are games, rides, crafts, and as well as food vendors, a Thanksgiving cooking contest, and of course, murder. Oh my gosh, I really do need to maybe I'll put this on my series on my sass list. I got one more for you, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's the Campers and Criminals series, another series that I do believe is available on KU. This is by, of course, Tanya Kappas, who I absolutely love. This is number 28, Trappings, Turkeys, and Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, if you have not checked out the Campers and Criminals series, it's so much fun. It takes place in Normal, Kentucky, where nothing's normal. And our main character, Mae West, she, through some circumstances, is kind of left with nothing except this campground. And she makes it into the fabulous campground that it is. And now we are in book like 38. It is fantastic. Her friends are great. The campground's great. It's just a really, really fun series. I hope that you have found some Thanksgiving cozies that you can check out. What are you planning on reading for Thanksgiving? Are you a seasonal reader? Do you care about Thanksgiving books? Which ones did you find that I didn't or want to share? Leave that all in the comments below. And until next time, may all you future reads be 5 stars. Bye, everybody!